So that was just scrapped then. Cool. For list of AI options. Okay. So we have AI option equals that. Um, maybe this is origin position. This option should have some way of telling us all of the valid positions. So instead of is valid, it should just return a whole load of positions where this would be valid. And then if it returns none, then we know it's not valid. So I think this could be wrong. I just had a thought that this having the pattern having a condition should probably also have some kind of target type. So for the wolf example, he is aggressive when himself has more than 50 HP, and he flees when he has less than 50. So the difference here being you can have someone whose pattern changes based on the enemy. If they're if a foe has greater than 50% health, he will be aggressive. But you could have it the other way around. So if a foe has less than 25% health, you can switch to hyper aggressive to try and kill that foe quickly. That would be a cool way of doing it. But yeah, back to the problem at hand. If I've got a condition here, target type, we've got the same problem as this. We're unsure of how to catch what we're actually looking to do here. So maybe for now that remains or just always true. So always uses the first one. Okay, so AI option, let's just go for it. We'll say public list of vector3 ints get valid target positions. This is wrong. This is, we need to pass back. It's another thing. It's going to be an AI plan, but without the ability. It's just going to be. Maybe we just keep the AI plan and use it. A list of AI plans where um, we try and move to every position we can, and then we try and use the ability in every position it can. We're not using that terminology though. We are not using tiles, it's just positions. So check the movement range, get every position we can move to. Then on every position we can move to, we'll check the ability's range. Check if any target within the ability range fits the condition. Because if they do, that's pretty much what we're doing. But this being the contentious part, because the condition isn't just what's this target doing. How it's also, are there 3 enemies around me or a foe or anything. So yeah, I guess okay. We still pass through. We still pass through some sort of position then, even if it's, is there 3 enemies around me? The only position we're interested in is the one underneath me. These AI videos probably just turned into nonsense rambling, but hey, if I get it working, that'll be probably the biggest part of the combat done. It would just be a case of adding effects, adding different scripts that like ability costs and different types of ranges and things, and then building the game parts around it, which I might take a little break from this before doing the non-combat stuff. But we need to get there first, so let the nonsense rambling continue. So let's check the movement range. So is it parent unit? Am I using parent unit? AI option doesn't have any unit. So maybe here we pass in some kind of origin. This is where we are now. Movement range positions equals pathfinding dot get reachable positions. The start position is here. We don't have any of this, which means I probably need to pass in the unit who is currently fighting. I don't know. Unit dot. See, that feels wrong. should be using battle units again, but I don't think I can. It'll be V3I. Movement range, it's going to be battle unit dot movement dot move distance. Battle unit dot stats dot get jump. And then movement type is going to be battle unit dot movement dot type. But this is very squiggly, so we're going to say origin equals this. Int move distance equals this. And jump height and then movement type equals this. Okay. So now we've got the range positions. For each of the movement range positions, we will get the range from that. So this will be targetable position list. I think, yeah, move positions should be position list, just to keep it clear. Ability targetable position list equals pathfinding dot get targetable positions start range and height. Origin again. Ability target origin equals, it's going to be this. Range is going to be ability dot range dot something like distance. Oh, hold on. Get positions in range. So we just need to pass in ability target origin. So there we go. We got the positions from that. But then you need to check each of the targetable positions and see if you've got any actual targets that fit the type within that. And you can see why suddenly having so many loops, and if the ranges start getting big, you can start seeing slowdowns. So let's see. And we now have each of the positions we can target with the ability. Target battle unit equals I think we'll use the grid system here. Grid system dot does grid object exist? We'll have to get a position with a better variable name. Target position equals that. So if the grid object does not exist, is what we want to do here. Or grid system. Yeah, hold on. If it doesn't exist, continue. We'll try and get a grid object. Okay, grid object at the position, and then we'll do if grid object dot get battle unit. If target battle unit equals null, also just continue. But if we manage to reach down here, there is a battle unit, so we can start checking if it fits the target type, etc. Um, um, is target battle unit valid? So in here, we're going to pass in a battle unit. Target battle unit. And we're going to run some checks over it based on this. If is target battle unit valid, pass in the battle unit. So we'll say if it's not valid, just continue. But if it is valid, then we want to add this to some sort of AI plan. Equals new AI plan. Dot the ability is equal to this ability AI plan dot move position equals target position AI plan dot target position equals target position. And we'll create a list up here. AI plan list equals that. AI plan list add AI plan. So this is one possible option. And then at the end, we will just return the AI plan list. And so this is not really what we're doing anymore. This is get valid moves or get AI plan list. Okay, we'll say get AI plan list, and if this returns nothing, then we know this option is dud. So is this target valid? Let's just check the target type first of all. Should be a fairly efficient check, just using utility, I think. Does target match target type? So it takes a unit, which is going to be, you know what, this needs to be parent unit or something like origin unit. I don't know. This is the parent unit. Let's just go for that. So the parent unit will need to be passed in here, and that's a battle unit. Parent battle unit. So in here we want a unit which will be a parent and then target, and then then target type. And this is looking for the units, so we'll just pass in unit for both of them. So same as usual, if it doesn't match, we will return false. It's not a valid target. If it passes all of the checks, we'll return true. Does target match target type? Right. So that's the very first simple check, if the target type matches. Now, condition. Let's see. I feel like this is probably not fair. This maybe should be just passing in a position. Yeah, okay. So we don't really need to do the battle unit checks because we aren't really interested in battle units. It's just a position. So this could be taken out and put inside the condition itself. The stat comparison, well, we've got to have something to compare stats with, so then we will be worried about if it's a battle unit or not. So let's just say, is target position valid? And then we won't have a target battle unit here, we will have a target position. Yeah, this isn't really applicable for this. We'll pass in target position. If that condition's not met, return false. We will rip this out. If is target position valid, pass in the parent battle unit, which now suddenly we don't really need. So let's strip that out and just see if it still works fine. The pass in the target position. If that is not valid, we will continue. We also don't need the grid object or to check if the object exists. Right. So is this met? So we got a position. Here is where we need to check if a grid object exists. And if it doesn't exist, we will return false immediately. If it does exist, we will create a grid object at the position. Then we will check if the unit is not null. Well, if the unit is null, we'll return false. So this is all preamble as well. This isn't even checking the stat. This is just saying if it's not a battle unit, then this can't possibly be true, so return false. So this is an AI option. So I guess this is a good thing having this set up the way it is with a position, because if the condition is if I'm surrounded by 3 enemies, then this will check each movement position to find out if there is a spot where it can move where it will be surrounded by 3 enemies. And the good thing about that is, I guess it's a positive maneuver to move into range so you can use some kind of AoE ability. And yeah, all this will be subject to testing once we start building more interesting things, like an attack area that isn't just a set distance, it's just everything within the range. Because then suddenly we'll be running all this code to get any options where the area like still matters. Although area isn't coming into this right now, which I've just realized. I'm just getting the range. So if I target that position, so how do I cater for hitting multiple units? So we get a list of all the places we can move to. We get a list of all the places we can target. And so this is wrong, I guess. This is not saying, can I move here because there's people with... Oh, no, this is okay. The condition can be if there are a number of units within range of this spot, if you're using an ability that hits multiple people. So if your ability is something like that, where it hits, well, I guess it would be that it hits in a cross, then you would just grab this middle spot as the target and say if there are a number of units within range of 1, then that is valid. So that's interesting. So how would I move into position to be surrounded? I guess. Oh, that's where the target type should come in. So the condition is if there are blah 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 around me. Yeah, that's good then. That's the logic still works. So I still need to check target type here somehow. Is the position valid? Target position has to hold this type. So what would I... Ah. So if I move, check all the possible positions, but self has to be the main one, then it checks this. Right now, this is trying to attack a foe if their health is greater than 75%. Ah, I've built this kind of wrong. So we swap these around. Yeah, I've built this wrong in my head, but it's still going to work. So this is right. If my health is greater than that, do this. So then the target is, where are they gone? If an enemy has more than 75% of its health, because this is the foe's health we're talking about. If the foe's health is greater than 75%, use poison. But then for any other foe, we will use fire. So we're trying to dot them up and then use damage while the dot ticks. Okay, geez, that was quite bad. Screwed that up quite badly. So the AI option is this condition met by this position? Da, 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 da. So yeah, the target position can only be valid if the target position holds this target type. No, the target can only be valid if the ability area at this position holds at least one of that target type. That is the piece of logic I'm missing, I think. So let's see. List of V3I positions, ability area position, ability area we'll call it, equals ability dot area dot get positions in area, and we'll pass in that as the target. At least one target type matching. Um, Maybe it'll be. I've seen score. Maybe score is a good idea here. Score has to be greater than 0. So we check the ability area and we tally up how many allies will be hit versus how many foes will be hit. That might be a way of doing it. Or just if we find the right target, then set something to true. But if we also find the wrong target, maybe set something to true to tell it not to do it. Hmm. Or maybe it's just collateral damage for now to do. Maybe worry about hitting allies or hitting the wrong target type here, because it might not be allies, maybe it's just whatever. Alright, so bool target type found equals false. For each ability item list, we need to check now if there is a target. So grid system, does grid object exist? If the grid object does not exist, we will just continue. We'll create a grid object, or not create, we will get the grid object at that position. It's not a very good variable name. Position to check maybe equals ability area that. So if grid object, so we wanna get the battler first, so the battle unit. Target battle unit equals grid object dot get battle unit. If the target battle unit equals null, continue. But if we make it this far, we want to check as type. If a utility dot does target match target type. Now we do care about the parent unit again. Parent battle unit. So parent battle unit unit. The target unit is the target battle unit dot unit, and the target type is target type. If that's not found, then we also continue. But if it is found, then target type found equals true. And then at the end, we will say if target type found, return false. So we're saying, do all of this to try and find a correct target. And at the end, we say if we didn't find a correct target, we'll return false, because then we failed to find a correct target and it's not valid. A lot of this could probably be extracted out to its own like functions to keep it nice and tidy, but right now I just want to get something working. So that's checking if the target type is okay. Check target type. And that's also factoring in the abilities area as well. So this will also do self ability areas, because it will just check, it'll check every target position, and if it doesn't find itself, then it will return false, but if it's found itself, then it can continue on. And then we'll just check if the condition is met. Okay. Now I'm feeling like there's probably space for two target types. If you want to do, if surrounded by 3 enemies, use fire, then the target type is still going to be a foe. You still want to use fire on the foe, but then it's condition type. It would be if user, maybe if user is surrounded, and then it wouldn't worry about the other one coming in. Conditions. Target types within range. This probably needs to be a different one. Target types within range of user. So this has parent unit, so we know. What is the range as well? That's the important part here. Private and range, and I'll need to add that to the other one as well. So this is within the target position, and this is within the parent. So let's see. So it's to be positions within range, and then from that we need to do pathfinding. I guess targetable. Yeah, get targetable positions. One minute, one minute. Parent unit. Did I make that private? Yep. Protected. Parent unit. It's gonna have to be that. Transformed at position. Utility dot translate vector 3. Range is going to be range, and height is going to be probably an ungodly amount of height, but that's to do. Have a relook at height here. Okay, that's not as bad. Positions within range. So we just look at each of those positions within range, and then check the target type. Number found is equal to 0. We do need to do the grid system stuff. So if that doesn't exist, we'll continue. Get the grid object, get the battle unit equals grid object dot get battle unit. If the battle unit equals null, continue. Otherwise, we'll check the type. If utility dot does target match type. So this would be parent unit dot nope, just parent unit. This would be battle unit, probably target unit dot unit. Okay, and then target type is just the one we've got there. Target type. So if the target type doesn't match, we are going to continue, but if it does match number found plus plus, and then we return number found is greater than or equal to quantity. So that there might be some logic problems here, but I'm willing to just go with it, test it, and then if I start seeing problems, I'll look over it again. And this is kind of the same. But instead of the position being the parent unit's position, we are just going to get the target position. The rest is the same. I could make this proximity condition and then have both of those build on top of that subclass itself, since a lot of this is the same. Yeah, why not? This is also going to be abstract. So it's proximity AI condition. This is going to be proximity. I'm going to rip the code out. Put that in there. So what do we want? Range quantity, target type. I guess all that can go in here. Protected, protected, protected. Return, what's it called? Check targets within range, and we're going to have to pass in parent unit transform position, but it's going to be the translated one. Translate vector 3 into vector 3i. Origin. So where are we starting from? Range and height is going to be built in. All the rest the same. We're just passing in a different, different starting position. This is just target position since it's from the one we're passing in. This is from the user. Okay, those should be fine. What's wrong? Okay, AI option is. Oh yeah, we need to pass in the parent unit again. Parent battle unit. Okay. Right. So where does this leave us? What have we actually done? We've got the starting of this. We've got the beginning. We're gathering a list of possible actions. So what's using that? Nothing's using this yet because it's trying to check is valid here. This is not good. We'll get rid of is valid and hopefully something will throw an error to tell us where we need to look next. Nope. Okay, ability picker. active AI pattern, so that's an AI pattern. Okay, so we want to get a list of plans here. So we have an AI option, list of AI plan equals AI option dot get AI plan list, and we'll pass in the parent battle unit. Do we have that anywhere? The pattern doesn't have that, but it probably should. Let's make it private. Oof, this isn't the battle unit though. This is going to be the unit again, which throws this off because this is going to be unit parent unit parent unit parent unit. Parent unit doesn't have movement. Huh. It has a default movement type, but it doesn't have movement. Oh, we do have movement there though. So move distance, we don't really need movement. We just get the stat. Okay, so let's just go for it. So we have a parent unit, and we have default movement type. But this doesn't really work, I don't think. Doesn't cater for movement changes in battle. Casting a fly spell. We have a position, but we don't have the right one, so we'll need to use utility.translate vector3, which again, I don't really like using this sort of stuff. It would have been nice to pass in just a battle unit, but we don't really have access to that. Maybe all of this could have been avoided if when we start battle, a unit is assigned a battle unit, so it has some reference to it, and then on its way out again, you just remove it. That might be a shout, actually, rather than doing this. Undo, undo, undo. Redo, redo. Okay, so let's see. If this does have a reference to a unit, parent unit, get return, get component in parent unit. So what we're going to do is return parent unit dot battle unit. Let's see. In here we will have reference to a battle unit, lowercase battle unit. And that will just push forward that, and we will have a public setter this dot battle unit equals battle unit, and then we will clear that at the end of combat as well. Wherever it was we set up the battle units, I'm sure we have access to that. Yep, battle unit. We're doing a lot of stuff with the battle unit, but we haven't done a lot of stuff with the unit. So unit, set battle unit, that. And then same thing. Enemy unit, set battle unit, enemy battle unit. But we definitely need to remember to remove that at the end of combat. Maybe I should have an end combat state by now. End battle state. That's probably not what I want actually. There should be cleanup battle state. So let's just copy that again. We'll do it in 2 stages once we get there. When a battle finishes, we will go to the cleanup battle state. Well, we'll fade out or something. Go to the cleanup battle state, which erases data that we don't need anymore. We'll delete all the battle units, do all the cleanup. And then we will move to end battle state, which will trigger us returning to the game controller or the game manager. So in cleanup, to do, I guess we just type it. It's not a big deal. Remove battle units from units. Do we have access to player units in? This yeah, this is temporary because it's coming from here. Temporary. Oh wait, this is the one that's temporary. We want to keep these as references to, yeah, to what's going in. So maybe I just have a cleanup here. Bullet void cleanup. So this will just run battle.cleanup. And then on here we will say remove battle units. For each of the player unit list count, set battle unit to null. Nope, I'm getting ahead of myself and changing. I knew this would happen. Don't worry about this. We don't need to care about this right now. Don't worry about the cleanup. We're working on AI. Alright, so we now have access to the battle unit from the unit, which could have saved a lot of problems earlier on in the code, but it's fine. So where are we? Let's just have a look. What happens if I press play? Nothing happens, right? Because we've not hooked anything up. Yep, just skips its turn. Select move position. No, not what we want. select no. Select action. So I guess we want to do the move picker or ability picker. So battle unit acting battle unit equals battle dot turn dot acting battle unit. And we can just double check that it's actually an enemy. Alliance. Alliance is equal to enemy. Make sure it's an enemy. So yeah, we didn't want to add an ability picker straight onto the units. So I'll grab it like this. So we run ability picker dot pick. So this returns an AI plan. Well, let's just close this out. So if it's not an enemy, it shouldn't really be here. And we're just going to change state to end turn. Yeah, well, debug.log error should not have reached this state with a non-enemy unit. So yeah, now we've got a plan. Probably want to store this somewhere, maybe in the turn. I'll put it in here. So same thing. Public plan. We'll just return that. Set AI plan. It's got the capital I again. Alright, so yeah, this if this is null when we hit select action, that's when we'll pick. If battle.turn AI plan equals null, then we are going to do something. Then we will say if AI plan, that's bad. Battle.turn.set AI plan to that. If battle. Yeah, I'm going to use that so much that I may as well cache it now. Right, there we go. If AI plan is null, then we'll pick one. If the move position does not equal, can I even say null? Yeah, okay. If move position is not null and battle.turn.has moved is false, unit should move. Select move position and yield break. So once it's finished moving, it should return to this phase or this state. It will get the AI plan, which would not be null because it's already picked one. And then it'll get down to if it hasn't acted, and we're doing it kind of around the wrong way now. So if there is an AI plan, selected ability. Okay, but oh, I can't use this. Okay, let's move it down. That makes more sense. So we're just gonna do if battle.turn AI plan equals null. Okay, then blah blah blah. Do the stuff. It says selected ability to battle.turn.AI plan.ability, and then we'll cache it, and then we'll start checking if the move position. If the selected ability does not equal null and it hasn't acted yet, unit should use an ability. So select target. So if oh, so if the move position's null, or if it's not null. Oh, okay. We need to do another check here, and I actually prefer the other way around now that I think about it. So if you haven't moved and AI plan dot move position is not equal to the acting battle unit's position, and the move position is not null. So yeah, there's quite a lot. It needs to have not moved already. It needs to want to move somewhere that's not already standing at, and it needs to actually have a position to move to. So it's fairly straightforward. Then we'll move to the move position. So if he's not already acted, and the selected ability is not null, and I suppose maybe also we need to add in if it can actually use the ability, because I don't want it. I guess that should just be part of the logic up at the top, the condition. We don't want it to try and do something if it can't actually do that thing. So is the position valid? So it's not just that, I suppose. A very simple check would be if the parent unit can use the ability, that'd be a quick return. Parent battle unit can use ability, but if they can't, then return early before we've added anything to the list. Alright, so AI plan list. If AI plan list dot count equals 0, we just continue otherwise, we probably just want to return one of the plans in that list. Again, you probably want to do a score thing here to do a score to track which of the options or which of the plans is the best. But right now, I think I'll just return AI plan list random.range 0 to that. So it just picks one randomly. Is behavior condition met? What does this try and do now though? So once a target position, um, so if this is a stat condition, it's a target of some kind of battle unit. If it's proximity, it's some kind of position. Is condition met? Although we've got a target type now for the behavior. So if this is self, we just need to pass in our position. If this is foe, do we pass in all foe positions? Or pass in all ally positions? If we're passing in foes and allies, what's the range? Are we having a range? This is rough. If this was just self, okay, so parent unit dot bal unit dot position. AI pattern, it's fairly safe using any of these battle unit doohickeys inside AI pattern because this isn't something that will be used outside of combat. You know, anything that's to do with using abilities, those can be outside of combat, so you don't want any mention of battle units. So I still need to do the stat condition. Where is the stat condition? Okay, let's go. Let's get this done. So int value to compare against is equal to target battle unit dot starts dot get secondary stat initial Primary value equals target stats dot get primary stat. So value to compare against can change if is percentage. Uh, so I guess the secondary stat only matters if it's a percentage. Value to compare against is just value unless it's a percentage. Then it's value to compare against equals secondary stat divided by 100f multiplied by value, and then we'll wrap all of it in a floor to int. So this is we start off, if it's simply a non-percentage value, the primary value can be 30 and we're measuring against 40. But if it is a percentage, we're saying is 30 greater than 40% of the second stat. So we need to recalculate the second stat, which is going to be grab the second stat, get 1% of it, and then multiply it by the value here. I'm thinking the comparison stuff should maybe be inside the utility function or utility script. Okay, comparison. We're going to have int A, int B, and then comparison C. Greater than, return A is greater than B. If C is equal to, less than. Okay, if C is equal to, greater than or equal to. I think that was all. 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay. Otherwise, we'll just return false because something screwed up. Debo.log error. Should not have reached here. Get comparison found no early return. Okay, so now we can return get comparison primary value, value to compare against, and comparison. In the past, I've tried to use actual functions so you can pass functions around, but I think that doing something like that is fairly easy. It's fairly obvious what's going on. It's obvious to see what's happening in the code. You're using an enum, so it's all very explicit what's going on. So I think that's fine. Again, maybe the logic is a bit screwy. If I see something wrong, I'll come back and check it out. Select action. So can it select an action now? Let's see. ability picker, get an enemy behavior, active AI pattern. At the moment, I think this might be a bit gammy. It's just picking choose AI pattern. Is condition met? This is the the funky bit where I'm just saying, assume we're talking about ourselves here. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. We'll try and figure out why. Alright, something broke. That's fine. Not set. Enemy behavior. Get component enemy behavior. So either that's broken or the active pattern. Oh, I don't think I'm ever setting an active pattern. So, public, no, we're gonna catch an event and subscribe to it. So start and on destroy, we will say start turn on turn start, and then we'll unsubscribe to this. So we want to check, do we have parent unit here? No. Private parent unit, and we're just going to say get return get component unit, since they will be on the same object. So if e dot acting battle unit dot unit is equal to parent unit, if it's not equal, we will return early because we don't care. But if it does make it past that, then we want to choose the behavior. Choose AI pattern. So at the start of this unit's turn, it will decide which of the patterns to set as active. I will just leave a debug note to myself here saying reached default pattern, so I can tell if something's actually been chosen or not. So let's see. What is going on? Interesting. It looked like it did something. Don't need that. Although, wow, it's doing a lot of code. So it did something, and let me see what it's on. Perform action. So did it try and move, and it just didn't know what to do? So here we go. It looks like it reached this phase and then didn't have anything to do. So we will uncomment this and see. This is a remnant from the last attempt. So we will grab the movement type. And the movement location will be AI plan.move position, and then it will reduce its turn by the flat move cost and try to return to the action state. And when it returns to the action state, it should then have some kind of ability that it wants to use, and it will move to select target. So then it will perform action. So where is it trying to do? Selected ability, positions to target. Okay, so positions to target, add a range, area positions. So what do we do for area positions? Targetable positions. Okay, what about area positions? Where do we do that? Area positions equals selected ability, get positions in area. Okay, but what's the actual position that it's choosing? Target the previous hover position. Start position. I think this is wrong. This is, instead of start position here, the previous hover position should probably be battle.turn.ai plan.target position. Because then we're targeting the previously hovered position, and then we will turn to that, and then use that as an attack. All right, let's see. Let's see. It wants to move, but it found nothing. Finding nothing. Let's see. Where is the enemy? Walk, move, action, action queue system, perform action. Move position battle state. Let's see. So we've decided on a position. Battle.turn.ai plan.move position. I want to see what it's trying to do. It wants to go to 400. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wants to move on to that position. And let me see. So what is deciding the move position? Is target position val? It's not a target position. We want the move position. Get reachable position should be eliminating the positions where people are standing, no? Movement range position list. Movement range position list. It explicitly get reachable positions. Is position valid? See, is position valid? Is position free of objects? That's what we need to be looking for. Get reachable positions. If the movement type is walk and it's not free of objects, continue. But the wolf is using walk, which means this should run is position free of objects. So why would it still pass back 400? Movement range position list. Ability target origin. That's fine, because this is where we're targeting from, not where we're targeting. Move position is target position. Wow. It's ability target origin. He wants to target the person in 400. He doesn't want to move to 400. Let's go again. Now what? Now what? Where are we? Select action. So it's stalled on select action. Let's see how that could have possibly happened. How could that have happened? Stalled on select. Is it still? Go again. Go and move. Ah! How did you blind him from there, sir? Okay. How is that happening? Okay, the logic is clearly screwed. Oh, I'm also not. I'm not setting this to null again. That's probably a problem. Turn manager. At the start of a turn, um, we will set AI plan to null. I don't know if that's going to fix all the problems, but it definitely wasn't helping anything. Right, so he wants to move somewhere. Here we go. And then it freezes. How and why? So let's get a whole load of logs in here. Select action. Let's see. Debug log plan equals null. Has not moved. Move position is not current position. Move position is not null. Let's see, debug.log has not acted. Selected ability is not null. Ending turn. So at what point is it freezing here? So when it gets back here, it just does nothing. Does the wolf actually have abilities? I forgot, yeah. It has blind, okay. Uh, is it just constantly resetting and ending turn and then starting this thing's turn again? Is it because it's not reducing? It should be reducing a turn amount, I thought, for the turn counter. Let's just see. And then nothing. It just does nothing again. Select action. Oh, we're on select action. Okay, now I get it. It's not swapping. It's not swapping to the CPU's turn. It's swapping to the player's select action. So select move. It returns to select action. There we go. It should return to CPU select action. And maybe the same for this. Is this doing anything? Yep, callback select action should be CPU select action. But if it's attacked, then yeah, I guess if it's already attacked, it might still want to move afterwards. So we'll need to add another case at the end saying um, if we have acted. Alright, so if we have acted and we haven't moved, then we may want to move somewhere else. So if it has acted and it hasn't moved, yeah, okay. Let's see what happens. Come on, do your thing. Yes! Brilliant. Let's see what happens when it comes back. Let's move around. Let's move around. Give him some more targets to hit. That seems to be building up really slowly. Why? Okay, so let's see what happens. Moves there. Use poison. Okay. So poison's not actually doing any damage, so I'm just gonna manipulate this a bit. I'm gonna say you've only got 5 health. You've only got 5 health. You've got 5 health, but you still have 20, which means if it can hit Susie, whichever one Susie is, it should still prioritize hitting poison on Susie. So let's see if that's the case. Go to Susie, use poison. Lovely. Right, so now if we reduce Susie's health to 5, now no one's health is above 75% and it should only prioritize using fire. This is the moment of truth. See if this is all working. Here we go. Use fire, please. Ah, use poison again, which means the code isn't quite there. I love that it's moving around and doing shit though. That makes me happy to see. Okay, so we're gonna have to add some more comments to that side of the code. Get these commented out for now. Oh, I meant we're gonna have to add some debug lines to actual picking abilities to see what it's thinking and see why it's decided to keep using poison, even though I don't think the condition would have been met there. So let's see. Aggressive. Oh yeah, we didn't try making it flee either. So let's see if we can get it to use the other pattern before we start screwing around. Okay, it gets right up in your face and uses poison, which that should probably be part of the score system. Say, how in danger am I putting myself if I stand here versus if I'm over here somewhere? Right, let's see. Use fire on the big wolf. Bomb. Okay, use fire. So now what health does the wolf have? Oh, bugger, it's got way too much health. Ugh. Let's just change fire to do 25 damage or yeah, 26 damage. No, probably be a bit less, I suppose. Let's do 20 damage. So if he gets hit by one fireball, he should still be above half, and he will stick to being aggressive. If he gets hit with two fireballs, he will switch to being running away. 20. So yeah, he should be aggressive still. Oh, I missed. What an idiot. We go again. Okay, fireball, get it this time. Boom. So it should try and flee now. And by flee, it won't actually run away. It will just try to heal itself. Huh? What was that? It tried to cast it on its previous position because it was locked. Oh, target position was locked. Interesting. So here, when we grab the move position, target position, if the person moves, as in when the character moves position, the target position will no longer be the self sort of position. So technically, that would probably also be part of the score system, annoyingly. Um, if it's a self-cast move, it probably doesn't have to move anywhere. It can just use it, and then it can use its move afterwards. Special case for self-cast. Um, if ability dot range dot how do I get if it's self-cast? I guess we just have to check get positions in range of the origin. Range position list equals that. So we'll grab the list of positions, range position list. So if the range position list dot count is equal to 1 and range position list dot contains origin, then it is a self cast. So I don't think we care about the so ability will be ability. Move position will be null. Can't do that. Equal, I guess we'll just make it origin then. Target position equals origin. So it's going to try and use an ability on itself, and it will return early. Check every move position. Alright, so let's see. If it wants to use something on itself, it won't move, it will just use it on itself, and then it will try and use up its movement later if it wants to. At the moment, it won't do that. At the moment, it will just pass. It will use the thing on itself and then pass. So now, will it try and use heal or first aid on itself? It shouldn't have tried to move there, that's the problem. Not good, not good. I guess all this can be before grabbing the movement range and stuff. After origin, but yeah. This is getting a bit messy though. I do need to I'm 100% have to refactor all of this once I get it working. Get all these out into their own little functions and things. Okay, debug log casting on self. I guess casting's a bad word. Using found valid option at position moving to okay, so we'll get to see a whole load of these popping up. Different options. Hopefully it will try and spit out if it's healing or using first aid. So what did it say? Poison at position, blah 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 blah. Okay. So it should be exactly the same. Poison at blah blah blah. Okay. Fire. Bomb. Now it should change. Heal. So it is trying to do that, but it's heal at position 702. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2. So it was the position it used to be standing at. So is this not catering for it then? So heal is not self. Heal is not a self cast. It is an ability area. It should probably just be this. If this is self, then stand still. Yeah, okay, we're doing way too much here when we don't need to. If target type equals, if we want to target ourselves, close early without moving. And after testing this, I need to take a break, I think. This has been a long video, long session. Let's just go in enemy wolf. We'll just give it 20 health. Skip over. Interesting. Why? Why? Actually, why? Is this? Oh no! Is this looking at the unit in here? Huh. State. Let's see this. Set up the units. Enemy unit is what we're working with. Set unit to unit. Yeah, that should be fine. So why did his health changing not matter now? Oh, I should have checked here to see if his health looked different. His health's different. Let's see, wolf. Let's make it 20. Oh, that again. Oh, it's default stats. Same problem I had before. This isn't the visual stats now. This is the default, so it doesn't get set while playing. Okay, keep going, keep going. Had that problem before with just being a bit forgetful. Right, so slap that on. Let's see what it does now. It just heals itself. Okay, cool. just healed itself. And it does it again, heals itself. Lovely. So I guess it's still not ideal because we don't really want it to only stand still and heal, or stand still and do anything self-targeting if it doesn't want to. It should still be able to move somewhere and then say, okay, now target myself. But for now, I'll just take some notes. I'll take some notes and then let's see. So what's going wrong? Uh, has to stand still and self-cast because otherwise it moves and then the target position is the previous position of the unit. So I have to find some way I guess that's the same problem. Maybe same problem. And then the other main one was ability picking was wrong. It kept trying to use poison, even though all targets had. Although I think that was the condition. Let's just double check. If they've got more than 75% max health, they'll use poison. Any other, use fire. Yep, so that was a problem. It's possibly just picking the first one for some reason. Alright, calling it here.